Hey bestie, hey boo thing. I am so glad that you are here. Okay, I'm coming begging. Okay, I'm coming begging because a friend in need is a friend indeed, right? Okay, so if you have not already taken care of these little tiny housekeeping things, I would love for you to do that now. All right, I need you to please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. I hope that by the end of the episode, at least you will have liked the video, comment in the comment section, and last but certainly not least, would you please share this episode with someone that you know would enjoy it also. It's coming up in Hey boo thing. Hey bestie. Hey sunshine. Hey you and you and you. I want to thank you for tuning in and sharing some time with me for another episode of the Life Unscripted podcast by Organized Energy. It is just a pleasure to be here with you. And it's an honor to have you just come and share a little bit of your time with me. So I thank you. So a lot of y'all been rocking with me since day one. Others have come along since then. And then if you're new and you're not familiar with the show, I'd like to introduce myself to you. So my name is Tiffany, and I am the founder. I am the principal consultant at Organized Energy Coaching and Consulting. So that's the main chick. That's the main gig. That's what I do. I specialize in teaching, consulting, coaching, training, blah, 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 on business development, brand development, from the conceptual stages to the planning and the launching and the development stages of a small business. That's what I love to do. And then in addition to that, I also teach, coach, train, consult, speak on, on time management. Because, we just end up all over the place sometimes. Nothing's perfect, but I absolutely love to just kind of help folk get a handle, get a grip on their time a little bit, just a little bit. Because we don't like life being so stringent that we can't enjoy it, But we just want to have a handle on it just a little bit, right? And so those are the two things that I focus on and I specialize in my day job. But on the side chick is I absolutely love being the hostess with the mostest of this podcast here, okay? Because it's all business on the other side. But over here, we get to kind of step into a different zone and we get to talk about what's going on in life, right? And I learned a lot in season 1 of this show. I wanted things to be a certain way and just kind of feeling my way through. And so had some really good discussions, and the episodes lasted a little longer because I just really wanted to get into the meat of what we were talking about a lot of times. But lately in season 2, I was like, why we gotta go through all that? Let's just keep the main thing. We don't need intros. We don't need outros. We don't need all the extra segments. We just gonna get to it and get on out of here, And so that's kind of where I've been at lately. As far as just the content. And so today is no different. I want to just kind of give you a quick little something to think about and then just go on. Let's go on about the rest of our day being great, right? That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I want you to do too. All right. Okay. So typically the episodes, if you are new to this show, if you've been with me for a while, then I'm always sharing something about what's going on with me, because what I found initially was I wanted to keep it pretty. I wanted to keep what I shared with you guys, just kind of surface level and whatnot. And so there had been a couple episodes where I couldn't hold it in, whatever it is I was dealing with. And I went ahead and I shared it, even though it wasn't pretty, even though it wasn't surface level. It was a little personal. It was very personal. Several episodes were very personal. And I think one or two, I even broke down crying, y'all. I'm like, dang. And I wasn't going to air them. Those are the episodes I was like, I'm not going to air. I'm not going to, this is showing a sign of weakness. This is, I'm supposed to have this under control. No, I can't let them think that I ain't got it together, this type of thing. And something just nudged me. I don't know if it was the Holy Spirit, but something kind of just nudged me to, no, go ahead and let those go. Let those air those episodes, because after when I got to, doing some and I kind of just broke down crying, or I feel like I shared too much or some of that type of stuff. I'm like, nah, I ain't going to put that one out. I ain't going to put this one out. And, but honestly, those were the episodes that had the highest ratings. Those were the episodes when I was very transparent, very vulnerable, shared ugly parts of what was going on in life. Those are the ones that I got the most people writing in, DMing me, and just saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going through that right now too. I needed to hear that, blah, da, 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 whatever. And I realized that it was okay to be human. It was okay to just be transparent. Even though I'm a professional, even though I run a business, even though I look like I have things all together, it's okay to share that I don't, and to share some of those parts. And so I love to have episodes where everything is great and we feeling good and we laughing. And sometimes it's okay to share, that it's not like that. It ain't what it is right now. You know what I mean? So especially during these times that we've been dealing with in the last year and a half, almost 2 years. So we have all discovered that we're human, right? We have all discovered that when we see people on social media and they look in a certain way, portraying a certain image, usually those are the ones that really got some stuff going on, behind closed doors. Just be honest, So I say that to say a lot of the things that I share with you guys are from personal experience. Probably 100% of what I say is from personal experience. I don't know that I really talk to you guys in theory about anything. Everything is, I'm saying it because it probably had happened, right? And today is no different. I said all of that to set it up for today and to say that today is no different. I hope that I can get this out quickly, that it'll be a short episode, but one that is purposeful, one that you can take something from and you can apply it however you need to, take what you need and do what you need to do with it. So I want to kind of paint a picture in your mind. I saw a meme, or not, it wasn't even a meme. It was like a little video or something on social media before. And this is a perfect illustration of things that go on in life. So they were trying to be funny about a business, but really the teacher in me saw so much more in this little video clip that I was like, man, that's perfect. That's how it is. That's how it be, So there was this man that had gone to an ice cream shop, and he sits at the counter, and he's there for a long time. And he's, if you've been to an ice cream shop and they have those little tiny spoons, like little sample spoons, right? And the man pulls up, he's sitting at the counter. They give him the little sample spoon. He's like, can I have a sample of that flavor right there? And so they're like, this one? Okay, cool. So they give him a sample of whatever the flavor of ice cream it was. He's like, this is good. Can I have one more? Let me just make sure, let me have one more taste of that flavor right there. So they give him another little spoon. They give him another little sample. He's like, Okay, let me try this other one though. Let me try. And so, can I have a sample of that flavor? This one right here, sir? Yeah, that one. So they give him a spoon again, a little small spoon, a little sample. He's like, it's good, but let me just make sure. Can I get another scoop of this? Just another little small sample of that one, just to make sure. I think it's good. So they're like, okay, this one again? Okay, sir. So they give him another scoop, another little spoonful, little sample. He does this double dipping, extra couple of few tastes, few samples of the ice cream flavors until he's gone through all the flavors they had. And they had other things they were selling, and he sampled everything. He sampled everything that this ice cream shop had for sale. And they finally was like, sir, can we interest you in, buying a cone? Do you want a cone or a bowl of, whatever, can we interest you in buying something? And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm full now. I done sat here and I had all this ice cream. I'm full. But thank y'all. Y'all have a good day. He gets up from the counter and he's gone. They didn't make $1 off of nothing. And they done gave away all their supply. Sampling and sampling and sampling and sampling. And he liked it. He liked it so much he walked away full. They stood there with nothing. They didn't gave their stuff away. And I think about when back home, when we would walk through the mall, especially through the food court area, and the Asian restaurants would kind of have a little plate. They'd be standing out front in their area at the food court, and they have like a little platter, and the lady would kind of call out to the people that was walking past, and she'd say, sample, 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 sample. And, they would have their little food on toothpicks on the platter, offering you to please stop through here and get a sample. Because they knew their food was so good that if you had a sample, you'd want to buy, you'd want to invest in what they were really selling. And you'd get a whole meal, right? And so there would be people inevitably who would come and get a sample. And they're like, ooh, this is good. Can I have another one? Can I have 2? They take 2. They might take 3. They might send somebody else over there. Go get another sample, please. Just bring me another sample. Go over there. Because I already been over there a couple times. She ain't going to give it to me no more. You go. And, you see people run the game. They get somebody else come over there and get them a sample. Bring it back to them. They've been sampled and sampled and sampled to the point to where no sense in buying the meal because they've gotten full off the samples. They liked it. They're not complaining. They done came back for more. It wasn't because what the sample was not delectable. Oh, the sample was delicious. So much so that they just got all they needed to get so they can be full. Right? And now they don't have to pay for what they got because they sampled it so much. Right? Okay? Y'all going with me with this? Are you riding with me on this? Okay. Let's turn that situation. Let's turn that to friendships. Friendships. You've invested your samples to people who would be or who you hope to be a great friend, and they've sampled what you have to offer. They've sampled the great friend that you are, the great friend that you can be. You've given them your best because you wanted them to sample how great you are, right? Hoping that friendship was going to blossom and be something great. But they never reciprocated, and the friendship just didn't become what you hoped it could become. They didn't invest like they could have. You did all the investing. You told all your business. You gave all your goods away. You told all your secrets, right? You were transparent. They never was. They never shared. All they wanted to do was soak up, take in, they want to know your business, but they never gave you theirs. Or they needed all the help and all the advice, but they didn't have any to offer when you needed it. Or They needed a shoulder to cry on. So you were there and you provided it. But when you needed a shoulder, they weren't there. Or whatever it is, whichever way it went, it was a one-sided situation. Sample. No matter how hard you tried or no matter what, you just never was able to be the full-fledged, inducted friend into their Hall of Fame that you could have been, should have been, wanted to be, right? It could have been a relationship. You're dating somebody. You hope to date somebody. They liked you a lot. Sample. You're sleeping with them, being affectionate with them. You're sharing your body with them. You're sharing your mind. You're sharing your emotions with them. And you're like, ooh, you're going to put it on them so good that they're going to want to stay with you. They're going to want you, to just be with you. And so you put it down. You give them your best. Your best acrobatic moves. And they're like, ooh, this is good. Ooh, where you learn how to do this little trick? Sample. That didn't make them stay. They went on. Eventually, they invested somewhere else. You're like, well, I'll be. But you gave away all these samples. You gave them your time, your emotions. You were there as a would-be mate, hoping that they're going to see something great in you. You were there when they needed a laugh. You were there when they needed a smile. You were there when this person you want to date, needed a shoulder to lean on, when they needed a safe place to just vent, when they needed to cry, when they needed some advice, when they needed whatever they needed. Just fun times, something to do with their time that they had that was free. Somebody they wanted companionship. They wanted friendship. They wanted fun. The weekends were boring. And then here you come and you bring life to their life some kind of way. And they're like, man, you are a good one. Gosh, you are so good. You are so good. I love what we have here. I love this thing we've got going. Oh my gosh. I can see you being somebody's wife. Look, somebody's, not mine, but you be good for somebody. I can see you being somebody's wonderful husband. You are amazing. You are such a good man. You would make a really good husband. And you stand there like, what? What? Somebody's? You would. So I'm a great person, but not good enough to be your husband? Or not good enough to be your wife? You done gave them your best parts, y'all. You done gave them your best. Sample. And they admit you are incredible. You are funny. You're smart. You're inspirational. You're encouraging. You help them. You've put them on to some game about how to do this or how to do that. You have pulled them through some rough spots, tough spots. You've been there. You've been amazing. And they're like, thank you for your service. Sample. This is great. And, but now I'm full. I got everything I needed, so, I'm going to be on my way. This was fun and everything, but, and next thing you know, they invest somewhere else. What? A job. You've put in your best years, gave your best ideas to a business, to a company you've been with, and you've done so much to help this company grow, and you've brought so much to the table. And then they decide they want to downsize, and they want you to even train your replacement. Sample. They want you to train that joker to take your place. Or you need them finally for something. You're asking them to be flexible on something that you need. You've given so much to this company. And now it's like, okay, y'all, I need you to kind of help me with this right here. I want to stay here, but I need you to be flexible in this way. And they like, oh, And they go about their business and you going about yours. Dang, ouch. Sample. Giving your best. And it's not reciprocated. It's not appreciated. The other party didn't invest in you like you hoped they would. I saw an episode of That's My Mama. That was an old school TV show with Clifton Powell in it. That's My Mama. And his brother-in-law came in for a haircut. And this guy, he is a barber. The main character, he's a barber. And so his brother-in-law comes in for a cut. And the brother-in-law gets up from the, getting his face done, getting his hair done. And he is like, how much do I owe you? And the guy's like, nah, you my brother-in-law. I ain't going to charge you, whatever. And so the brother-in-law wasn't going to pay. He really wasn't going to pay anyway. He just kind of said it, going through the motion. So the brother-in-law's like, okay, cool. But I wanted to give you this while I'm here. And it was an invoice. The guy, the barber, the brother-in-law had done some taxes for him or some accounting for him. He done left him this long bill, how much ever it costs. Now, the brother-in-law always gets free services. He never, ever pays. This guy asked the brother-in-law to do one thing one time, and he gives them this big old bill. And he's like, ain't this about a whooping? All that I give and give and give and give and give and give. And you mean tell me this joker gonna charge me for one little thing I asked him to do? Wow. And boy, ain't that a slap in the face, Anyway, I won't waste your time going through other examples of giving and not receiving, because it's a blessing to give, absolutely. But sometimes you want to receive. Sometimes you want that position because you work for it and you hope that you was going to earn that. Sometimes you want that friendship because you work for it and you really hope that you would earn a special place in that person's life. You want that wife, that husband, that guy, that gal, that thing, because you've given some of your best times and best whatever to them, hoping that you was going to earn or be worthy of, or that they would see something great in you and that you would hold a special place in their heart. Not just you're great, but you're so great. I'm gonna show you how great you are. I'm gonna invest in you. I wanna make this permanent. I want to do more with this. I want you to be my husband. I want you to be my wife, or whatever it is. I want you to be my friend. I want you to be my whatever it is that you just hope that this is what you had your heart set on for this relationship. But I'm gonna tell you all something. I just want to say this. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. People know what you are made of. They know what you're capable of. They've experienced you. They know you. They love you. They like what you have to offer. But you all know the saying, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? And a lot of you guys are cows and you're hoping to get off the market in whatever way. But you've sampled away all your milk. And people love it. We're not denying that you're not great. Like, we're not saying you're not great. You're awesome. You're awesome. And you're giving it away for free for so much. You ain't left anything for them to want to invest in because you gave all your best parts away for free. Stop it. You're worth more than that. And they know you are. They just hope that you don't know that you are worth more than that. And so people will take what they can get. And as long as you keep giving it, they will stand there and keep receiving it until you put a stop to it. No more. If you want more, you will invest in this. If you want me, you will invest in me. Whatever it is, you're going to have to come off with something too. I can't be the only one giving. Sample, 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 right? And I need you to look at your relationships, friendships, business situationships, whatever else. If you're on the board of something, if you're on a community group, whatever you're doing. No, we don't give to receive. Absolutely not. But we know that there are certain situations where, of course, you're doing it because you want to get to the next phase in that, And so in that, of course, you're giving to receive. You're giving because you're trying to earn a spot somewhere on a basketball team, football team, in a business, in a friendship, in a whatever. I mean, let's just be honest. That's what you want. And that's why you're giving your best effort. But if that's not reciprocated, stop it. No more. No more samples. Let them go sample somewhere else. You're done. Because what can happen is you give away. You have nothing. You're at the bottom of the barrel, at the bottom of that bowl, of that bucket of ice cream. You've sampled so much of your supply, of your inventory away, that you're scraping around the edges trying to get some. So when a person really does come along and they want to pay for a cone of ice cream, you have nothing to offer because you done sampled it all away. You like trying to scrape at the edges, trying to get enough together to make a scoop. For the one who actually came in, they didn't need many samples. They knew what they wanted. They ready to buy that ice cream. And you can't even serve it because you have nothing left to give. Right? Yeah, think about that. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I want you to go about your day and have an amazing one. Okay? Love you. All right.
It is awesome to listen to my show, but wouldn't it be amazing if you could launch your very own? Go from listening to launching when you pick up my new book called Is This Thing On? The Super Simple Guide to Planning, Launching, and Scaling Your Podcast. And of course, it was written by a podcaster for new and aspiring podcasters. Building a brand and operating a business can get a little hectic sometimes. I mean, there's a million things to do and you only have 2 hands, but not to fret. I've got some goodies for you. I want you to visit organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. I have curated a list of some of the favorite tools and resources that I use as I operate my business that have been amazing for me. They have helped me to save time. They have helped me to build my team. They have helped me to stay connected with my people. And I absolutely love so many of these tools. I want to share them with you and it's free to download. So again, go to organizedenergy.co/spill the tea so that I can help you get started working smarter and not harder.